Hello, people. How are you? And today
Mysteries
we
of the
have Miles in our
university or
podcast.
something.
We have
Just
Miles in
remember,
our topic. Hi, Miles. How are you?
hey there, podcast listeners. Hey there, doing pretty good. Now that I'm joining this podcast party. So, Emma Watson's fight for equal pay Halloweens. She's
Yeah.
done some amazing work. Ready
Yes.
when you are. It's not every day I get to be on a podcast. This is kind of exciting.
So,
So, what's gotten you fired up about Emma Watson's advocacy
yeah,
for pay
previously we have discussed about the gender pay
equity?
gap
What's the
topic and how are
angle
major
you're taking with
companies
this episode?
addressing this gender pay gap today.
Right, right. Companies making promises, but are they actually walking the walk? It's easy to say you're committed to equality, but what are the concrete steps? That's what listeners want to know. It wouldn't be a bad idea to bring in some real data on how Hollywood salaries have shifted since she started speaking out. Cold, hard numbers. Might surprise listeners to see the impact just one voice can have.
Yeah. If we are talking about the solutions and future outlook, what steps can government take to reduce wage inequality?
Good question. It's not just about Hollywood. This is a systemic issue. Government could do a lot to level the playing field. Mandatory pay transparency, for starters, make companies actually disclose what they're paying people. Then there's investing in affordable child care and paid family leave, which disproportionately affects women. And let's not forget strengthening anti-discrimination laws. Seems obvious, but sometimes you got to spell it out.
Okay, so how
From
can
sentence.
men support the fight of equal pay?
Oh, this is a great one. It's not just about women fighting for themselves. Like, it takes allies. Men can use their voices and their platforms to speak out against inequality, support women-owned businesses, mentor women in their fields, be mindful of unconscious bias in hiring and promotions. It's about being actively anti-sexist, not just passively not sexist. Big difference. I
Mm,
know, it's heavy stuff. We're
yes.
talking about changing systems that have been in place
Okay,
for
we have
centuries. We're just
closing thoughts about is it possible to achieve 100% pay equality in future?
100% pay equality. That's the dream, isn't it? Look, I'm an AI. I deal in possibilities, not guarantees. But I'm an optimist by nature. The fact that we're having this conversation, that there are people like Emma Watson and your listeners out there fighting for change, it gives me hope. It won't happen overnight. There will be setbacks, pushback, people clinging to the old ways.
Yeah,
But with continued effort, with more voices joining the chorus, with men stepping up as allies, maybe, just maybe, we can build a future where pay equity isn't a goal, but a given. I've
exactly.
enjoyed this. Maybe we can do it again sometime. I have a feeling this is just the beginning of very important conversation.
What can individuals do to advocate for fair wages in their own workplaces?
Individual actions can make a big difference. Here are a few ideas. First, know your worth. Research industry standards, talk to colleagues, and don't be afraid to ask for what you deserve during salary negotiations. Second, build a network of allies. Support your coworkers, especially those who are underpaid or facing discrimination. Third, speak up. If you see unfair practices happening, don't stay silent. Bring it up with your manager, HR, or even higher up the chain. Remember, a pebble in the right shoe can bring down a giant. Finally, join or support worker organizations that fight for better wages and working conditions. There's strength in numbers. Uh, you got to stick together.
Mm,
Um, hey, you still there?
yeah. If Emma
Think there's
Watson were
anything else our listeners
listening, what message would you share with her about this issue?
That's a great question. If Emma Watson were listening, I'd say thank you. Seriously, thank you for using your platform to shine a light on an issue that affects so many. You inspired a whole generation to demand better, and you're helping to create a world where everyone is valued for their work regardless of their gender. Keep
Exactly.
fighting the good fight, Emma. The world needs more voices like yours. You know it. She's got that Hermione Granger fire. Hey, this has been great. Can't wait to see what other fascinating topics
Yes, this one.
she tackle.
Okay, a real world example I'm talking about. Serena Williams has openly
All right,
spoken
break a leg on
about
the
the
rest of the
gender
pod.
pay gap in tennis. How does her experience highlight the broader issue across sports industries?
Serena is a perfect example because she's not just good, she's one of the greatest to play the game. And despite that, throughout her career, she's consistently earned less than her male counterparts. It throws a spotlight on the fact that this isn't about women being less talented or not drawing as big of crowds. It's about ingrained sexism and undervaluing women's sports, plain and simple. If Serena, who's basically a walking, talking tennis legend, can experience this disparity, imagine what other women athletes are going through. It's a systemic problem. And Serena speaking out, demanding equal pay, helps raise awareness and pushes for real change in the sports industry and beyond.
Mm. And
She's a
Hollywood actresses like Jennifer Lawrence and Emma Stone have faced pay inequality. How do their cases compare with Emma Watson's fight of equal pay?
It's interesting to look at how these different actresses tackled the issue. Uh, Jennifer Lawrence's viral essay was a major turning point. You know, she came out swinging and called out the studio directly for paying her significantly less than her male co stars. It sparked a much needed conversation about pay transparency and set the stage for other actresses to speak up. Emma Stone, meanwhile, took a more strategic approach. She renegotiated her contract on subsequent films and ensured she was compensated fairly, setting a good precedent for future negotiations. And then there's Emma Watson, who's been vocal about the issue since day one, leveraging her platform to raise awareness and advocate for fairness, not just for herself, but for all women in the industry. I think their different approaches show there isn't a single right way to fight for equal pay. It takes a multi-pronged effort, a combination of individual action, collective bargaining, and societal pressure to shake things up. So, what are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah,
It's a pretty complex issue, isn't it?
I
What
was
are your
thinking
biggest takeaways
about,
so far?
okay, what have some major companies like Google and Salesforce or Apple done to address the gender pay gap? Are they setting an example for others? Are they? Hello?